Good evening and welcome to Armagh TV. It's round 3 of the qualifiers this weekend. Armagh face Galway at Pearse Stadium in Salt Hill, and we're joined this evening by Peter McDonnell. Paul Grimley's playing a role in changing around who's presenting the team each week, and it's Peter's turn this week. It was Brenton Hughes last week, and we're delighted to have Peter back in the hot seat this week. We're delighted to have you with us, Peter. Let's start with the game that we had last weekend against Leitrim. It was a historic occasion, Armagh scoring 8 goals in a championship senior match for the first time in their history. What were your reflections of the game?
Well, certainly, 8 goals is a unique, I suppose, achievement for us and I suppose for any other team. The most important thing for us was the win, and well, it was nice to get through that in impressive style. The most important thing was getting through, and the 8 goals, in some respects, have disguised a number of errors that was in our play, and we have plenty to work on despite that scoreline.
You would say that there was a lot of clinical finishing in evidence during the game in terms of the 8 goals, but there was a lot of basic errors throughout the team as well.
Oh, certainly. We were very slow in the early stages of the game at getting ball in quickly. Some of our running attacks were in isolation. We could have done with a wee bit more support at times. Our tackling was fairly good throughout the game, but could have been better at times. And I have to say, Leitrim were unfortunate in having lost their number 10, who was a very influential player for them and who had started well. And he seemed to always be the outlet round our tackling group of players. But we have loads to work on, and thanks be to God for that.
Monday morning came around very quickly then on the qualifiers draw. We got Galway, so what was the mood in the camp about that coming out?
Well, I have to say in all honesty to you, Brenton, that there has been very little talk of Galway. The group of players that is here have seen good days in the past and have seen very bad days. And the one thing that has characterised our approach to this year's run through the backdoor system is that we take nobody for granted and everybody is paid the due respect. Our focus is on ourselves and being the best that we can be. And in preparation for the Galway game, there is no difference in that respect. As I said earlier, we have loads to work on. Galway are the opposition that we're playing, and we'll have to be better again because it's a step up in opposition.
And there's been quite a bit of work done out on the training field tonight, and one of those things was the naming of the team. So can you share the team with us now, the starting 15 to face Galway in Pearse Stadium at 5 o'clock on Saturday?
Yes, certainly, Brenton. And I would just say before I do name the team that there's immense pressure for players to retain places, and there's a strong panel of players there, and there's many pushing for places. But the team is as follows. Philip McAvoy is in goals, Paul McKeown number 2, Brandy Donaghy number 3, and James Morgan number 4. Aaron Kiernan is 5, Kieran McKeever 6, and Mark Shields is 7. 8 is James Lavery, 9 Stephen Harold, 10 Caelan Rafferty, Kevin Dias is 11, and Ethan Rafferty is 12. Jamie Clark is 13, Tony Kieran is 14, and surprise, surprise, Eugene McVery is number 15, so there are no changes from the line out.
That's the second week in a row then that there's been no changes, and of course there is competition for places. Is there any injuries within the camp at the moment as well?
No, we have no new injuries. Charlie Vernon is close to getting back into training again. Kieran Toner is back training with the team, so the injury list is getting smaller by the week.
Very good, very good. Of course the sides did meet here back in the last round of the National League in April time, whenever Armagh won to retain their Division 2 status. What sort of a bearing will that game and that result have on the fixture on Saturday night then?
Well, actually, Brenton, I suspect that it will have very little bearing. This is championship season, and the winner takes all. When Galway came here, it was the last league game. Galway had a very, very slight chance of promotion. They weren't in danger of relegation. They really hadn't much to play for. On the other hand, Armagh had everything to play for to avoid relegation. And in that respect, the Galway team that performed here, I would strongly believe was an awful lot less than what we'll encounter next Saturday evening.
I suppose then turned Armagh's 16th man, and that's their supporters. A brilliant atmosphere was created by the supporters in Carrick and Shannon on Saturday evening. One of the Armagh TV crew here was jesting that we had over 6,000 fans in the 4,500 crowd that were actually present at the game. And we're keen to see then, are we expecting the same from the supporters on Saturday night?
Well, just in relation to the support, there is one abiding memory that has stayed with me from the Cavan game. And despite that horrendous performance and result in Breffni Park, when the players and management were walking off the pitch, there was quite a large number of Armagh supporters still in situ. They came down to the front of the stand, and in their hour of absolute depression, they stood there and they applauded the team off the field. Now, that image has stayed with me and with all of the lads who came off the field that day. The support has been tremendous to date, and I have to say that your friend who made reference to the 6,000 Armagh supporters among the 4,500 crowd was very accurate, because the only thing that we could see from the field was a sea of orange. And when you are facing into adversity, to turn round and look and see all those who are there to support you and to back you up, it's very reassuring.
Great stuff, great words, Peter, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm going to bring in another gentleman to join us here now, and that's our IT officer, Kevin Fox, and he wants to talk a wee bit about some of the merchandising that's on offer within the county shop just at the moment.
Yes, we've the county shop will be open this Friday. It'll be open over the next few weeks as well. But this Friday it's open from 7 o'clock up until 9 o'clock, and you can buy a number of different things. The Armagh jerseys are there. We have them in pink and white, and of course our orange. And we also have our new polo shirts that Peter is modelling for us this evening. They'll be available. We also have our car flags as well as a number of other different things. So the shop is open at the front of the athletic grounds. You come down any time between 7 and 9, and you can purchase some various different items for coming down to support the lads on Saturday evening.
Great stuff. Thanks, Kevin, for joining us too.
No problem.
Well, we're looking forward to a tremendous tussle with the tribesmen on 5 o'clock Saturday evening in Salt Hill. We're hoping to see you there. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be a great occasion, and we're looking forward to another good Armagh performance, and hopefully we'll be back here after that on Armagh TV to announce for future teams. But thank you for watching tonight, and the news from Armagh tonight is that it's the same 15 starting for Armagh against Galway in Salt Hill on Saturday evening. Thank you for watching.